And what is up, everyone? It is Amin here from the ATM Academy. Just trying to bring you a quick update with regards to the exam situation, as I haven't uploaded anything in a little while. So before we start, I actually want to send out I want to share my deep sympathies with some of you private candidates out there, as I know what's been taking place and I know how deeply it's impacted some of you guys. So for those of you that aren't aware of what's actually unfolded, basically these guys have actually signed up for these exams as an external student, meaning that they're not studying with the school or college this year, and they've been doing it themselves or with private tutors and so on to try and get their grades. And what's actually unfolded is that even in the light of the government releasing information and rhetoric about how private candidates won't be disadvantaged in any way, schools and colleges have decided at the 11th hour to withdraw their students, purely because, for whatever reason, whether it's self-interest or whether it's the fact that they don't have the capability or the resources to try and gather the evidence, they've actually decided to do this at such a precarious time, purely because these guys don't really have an alternative or a backup at this moment in time. What we've done as a center is we've reached out to help some of these students out, but even we've been limited because we are overwhelmed with the amount of work that we have on our plates at this moment in time, because there's only a matter of weeks before everything needs to be submitted. So you know what, once again, I honestly feel sorry for you guys, and I just want to share that, because I know there's not a lot of people that would understand that at this moment in time. For those of you that haven't been able to get a center, I believe the deadline is by tomorrow. For those of you that haven't been able to get yourself registered again or been able to transfer as a student, what I would strongly recommend is now is the time to honestly just get yourself going again. I know it's very difficult and you're going to feel completely undone by everything that's taken place. What I would urge you to do is to knuckle down, use this as motivation, and just go ahead and get ready for those autumn exams. Try and really get yourself going for that and give that your ultimate goal, and try and get that frustration out through that. Again, at the start of all of this, I did say to everyone out there, everyone that was listening to anything that I had to say, was that do not stop working, even though everyone around you will be doing that. And in the end, what you'll notice right now is, for those of you that are having to undergo some form of assessments or undergo, providing this evidence, you'll notice that you are now trying to make up a lot of ground in a very short space of time. And all of this would have been a little bit more easier should you have not stopped and lost that momentum. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. So I just wanted to share my thoughts with you on that. So just going back to the update that I wanted to try and address today, and that is based on this document that JCQ have produced, which they've distributed to centers in terms of how they are categorizing the various forms of evidence. Now, evidence can, as you can imagine, there are different forms of evidence, especially when it comes to private candidates, purely because for you guys, you've been working on your own, you've been doing your own thing, and this is partially the reason why some of the schools and colleges are not in a position, or will not feel as though they're in a position of confidence where they can estimate you with grades. So if you're at a center and you've been working on your own, where you've been sort of doing self-study, you've been carrying out your own essays and so forth, or you've even been working with a private tutor that isn't part of the center, then in this case, if the center chooses to take that evidence on board, this will be classified as being weak evidence. So the center can take this into account, but it's not the strongest form of evidence. So if you've been working with the center, or if the center can validate or has been overseeing some of the work that you've been doing throughout the year, then they can start categorizing from medium to higher form of evidence. And this will include if you've done practicals, if you've done coursework, if you've done mock exams with the center, and the center has been able to validate that, then this will form the most strongest form of evidence. This can also obviously help steer you towards getting the estimated grades that the center believe that you should be getting. So it's on this basis that some of you may be asked at this point in time to conduct some sort of assessment or conduct some sort of remote online sort of session with some of your tutors and so forth to try and determine your grades. Some of you will feel as though you're not in a position to try and do so, but look, try and make the most out of this. Some students aren't even in this position to try and do that. If you've already exhausted this avenue, then what I would strongly suggest to you right now, if you know that you're going to have to sit these exams in the autumn term, then just start getting into position right now, because as you know, time doesn't sit for anyone, and what you need to be doing at this moment in time is utilizing everything around you. Since we're still in this sort of lockdown-ish sort of phase that we're still undergoing, you might as well still make the most out of everything around us and explore your options, trying to find out what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Whether colleges will accept you next year, whether universities will take you on, whether, have a backup option basically. And on that note, guys, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment down below, then I will try and answer as many comments as I possibly can. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then consider doing so. My name is Amin, and I will catch up with you another time.